Imagine if you could have a split screen on your iPhone, or you could clone apps on your iPhone. Reports reaching us are that the iOS 17 will bring these features. However, Mark Gurman has said that the iOS 17 will have just a few features due to something Apple is focusing on. So join us, and let's talk about all these. Gurman on iOS 17. As Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has reported, the tech giant is putting more emphasis on its headgear.
Well, I am a little curious.
While sales of Apple's planned augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR, headgear won't kick out until the autumn of this year, the Cupertino company is now focusing all of its efforts on the device's operating system. Well, if you've been holding your breath, expecting some cool new features in iOS 17, I'm afraid you'll have to blow your bumble.
Bummer.
As it stands, Apple has announced that the new augmented features for the Apple App Store will be available very soon. Each time a customer walks through the doors of an Apple Store, these augmented reality elements would activate. Using the App Store on their mobile device, customers might point to items in a shop, such as an Apple wristwatch band, and get additional information about it from an augmented reality perspective. The implications for iOS 17's newest features are obvious, but the latest assessment from Gurman suggests we shouldn't get our expectations up for the time being.
Disappointing?
We won't see any big software changes until iOS 18, the next release in line. But certainly, a headset companion app will be included with iOS 17. Anyway, concerning the iOS 17 features, Mark Gurman warns that beware of any stories you read today about iOS 17. Entirely based on a troll account known to make up fake information. Very surprised at reputable sites covering it.
Rumors are always rife, my dear.
But a few features have been leaked, and we'll share them with you later. Anyway, if you want to keep up with the latest smartphone developments, be sure to subscribe to our channel. From what we have gathered, iOS 17 will have the following new features. Split screen. The iOS 17 will likely have a split screen mode. Hence, you can keep working on many programs at once without having to minimize one.
That's very convenient.
The iPhone has its own multitasking feature called Quick App Switching. But unlike the iPad, it doesn't allow you to split applications across the screen. The lack of a tablet-sized display is, of course, the main reason for this, but you can anticipate seeing this capability in iOS 17. Call recording. The Android platform has a call recording feature. On the other hand, this feature may come in handy if you're working with an iOS device. There has been a long-standing desire among iPhone owners for this feature to be implemented. So keep your fingers crossed. Dual apps. This would make it possible to clone an app and create two completely separate profiles. So if you have two WhatsApp accounts, one for business and one for personal use, this feature makes it easy to switch between them. Apple is behind in the race to add the ability to copy apps. With dual apps, you can make a copy of an app on your device, which lets you use two different accounts with the same service at the same time. Third-party app stores. According to Apple insider Mark Gurman, the company has plans to allow direct app downloads in iOS 17. Although it is possible to sideload programs in iOS or jailbreak your device now,
Don't go. It's going to be fun.
an Apple-approved solution would be far less risky and more convenient. According to Gurman, the provision of other app shops is geared at meeting stringent EU standards that will take effect in 2024. Shorter Siri phrase. Apple is currently developing a method through which consumers may activate Siri by just saying Siri. If everything goes as planned, the update will be available at the release of iOS 17. The ability to seamlessly switch from Hey Siri to Siri would bring Siri up to pace with the competition. When consumers want to use Alexa, Amazon's virtual assistant, they only have to say her name. There is no denying that it would be more time efficient to just say Siri before posing a request to Apple's virtual assistant. So when will the updated version of iOS 17 be available? And what devices will support it? We will tell you momentarily, so stay tuned. Compatible phones. Given that iOS 16 is already available for them, the following gadgets may be safely assumed to be iOS 17 compatible as well. 1. iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. 2. iPhone XR. 3. iPhone 11. 4. iPhone 11 Pro. 5. iPhone 11 Pro Max. 6. iPhone 12 Mini. 7. iPhone 12. 8. iPhone 12 Pro. 9. iPhone 12 Pro Max. 10. iPhone 13 Mini. 11. iPhone 13. 12. iPhone 13 Pro. 13. iPhone 13 Pro Max. 14. iPhone 14. 15. iPhone 14 Plus. 16. iPhone 14 Pro. 17. iPhone 14 Pro Max. Release date. Beta restrictions have recently been implemented. In case you were unaware, Apple changed how beta versions of iOS 16.4 and iPadOS 16.4 are installed. Apple no longer permits device upgrades through profiles. Instead, a valid Apple ID linked to a developer account is required. A unique Apple ID associated with a developer account will be required for each beta installation of iOS 17, thus blocking access to the beta for anybody who isn't a developer. Anyway,